Good evening. This is Arab TV and this is your host again, Zaid Faransso. Nice to have you again. With us today is our valued guest, Rena Kharbat. She's the president of the board of directors of the Arab Cultural and Community Center in San Francisco. And she's here with us to tell us about the activities of the center, but we're going to track back a little bit and start with her from the beginnings. Hi, Rena. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you with us. So, like I said, let's track back a little bit and start with the history of the center. A lot of people don't know that we have an actual center in the city of San Francisco. It's their chance to know a lot about it. I didn't know about it for years, and now I do. So, tell us about it. How did it start?
So, the ACCC was founded in 1973. We just celebrated our 40-year anniversary. And it began as, a simple organization with the purpose of connecting our community members for them to share stories and experiences. And it essentially was a home away from home. And in many ways, it still is that today, 40 years later, except for it's grown tremendously. And we not only are a cultural center, but we're also a service organization. So our mission is to provide to promote Arab culture and arts and to provide services that are going to enrich the lives of Arab Americans and Arab American immigrants. And so we do that through lots of various services and programs.
Nice. So 1973, I'm smelling a lot of history here. And in a big city like San Francisco, I'd expect a lot of things going on since then. Let's look back again and see. Do you recall any of the major events that came up with the startup of this center or within the first few years of its founding?
Well, within the first few years was when we did receive a large donation in order to purchase the center. The community came together and, donated a lot of money in order to purchase the center. And in the city of San Francisco, there were a lot of new immigrants to San Francisco as well. So the group of people that founded this organization were new immigrants, or some of them had been here for years, but it was a joint effort.
Perfect. So we're talking about a physical center, which means that you guys have a building, and has it been the same since the time it was open?
Building.
Can you inform the audience where this position or this location is?
It's in the Forest Hill neighborhood of San Francisco. It's at 2 Plaza Street in San Francisco.
Very nice. It's a very relieving, nice idea to know that there is an actual place where Arabs find refuge and get to know each other's, in addition to all the good talks about the projects they do and the activities they do. So a group of Arabs decided that it's a good idea to bring people together. So they started the center, and since then it has been active.
Yeah, very active. And I believe it's been, I can't recall how many years we've had the different programs that we've had, but it has become a staple for the Arab community in San Francisco, and it is recognized and acknowledged by the city of San Francisco. We just recently received some recognition from the city of San Francisco for our 40-year anniversary. And that has a lot to do with the various programs that we do have. So some of those programs are, we have the social service program, which assists individuals and families that have newly immigrated to this country. We provide ESL classes, translation services, health referrals, help with job hunts and housing searches. So to be able to have those types of services available to members of our community is very valuable to our members.
Most definitely. And being there, being in a position like yours, do you say that we have a sizable community in the city of San Francisco?
Very large community. And I think we don't always realize that there are so many Arabs in San Francisco. But if you walk around speaking Arabic, you'll end up finding that there are a lot of Arabs in the area.
Definitely agree on that. I came to the United States myself a few years ago. When I first came in, I thought nobody here speaks Arabic. But over time, and as I mingled and knew where to go and how to approach the community, I realized that there is a bigger community than I ever thought.
Yeah.
You serve people in the city of San Francisco, or do you extend your services to people in the East Bay or other places
Yeah,
as well?
it's San Francisco Bay Area. Anyone in need that needs assistance. Most of our clientele and members are in San Francisco, but anyone that we can help. And there are actually we have a lot of resources, so we can put people in touch with any resource that they're looking to get in touch with. So.
And how do you, or let's say, what media do you rely on in publicating or in spreading the word or in making yourself knowable?
We do have a website. It's the ArabCulturalCenter.org. We also use Facebook, and just through various publications, the newspaper or the radio or different whatever avenue it is that's going to be best used to advertise a specific type of event. So we do, aside from the social service program, we do also have the cultural program, which is the program that puts together a lot of the events that promote the culture, the arts, academia, anything that promotes the Arabs in a positive light. And that is essentially, any of those events you can find on our website or Facebook. But those are the types of things that we partner with various organizations as well, so to co-sponsor.
So if I am interested in something like learning Arabic, for example, or if I know that I have some sort of skill or knowledge that I can help the community with, I can access you guys through the website or through your Facebook page?
Yeah, through the website, give us a phone call. We are definitely always looking for volunteers to help. We do have Arabic classes for children at the moment. We're looking for an instructor to teach Arabic to adults. And we've had various classes, debke classes, where community members have come to teach debke, cooking classes. So anything that's, if you have a skill and you're willing to teach it, we'd love to have you at the center. Pretty
nice.
Yeah.
And so as far as the Arabic language classes, we're talking about well-formed classes that go for a period of time?
Yeah, we have an ongoing children's program with Arabic classes. They come every Saturday. I think they meet for maybe 2 hours. And we've had that program for years, and we have a full class, so it's great.
That's great, for sure. That's great. And you mentioned a couple of other interesting activities. I'm pretty much interested in your cooking class. I did see some photos from that class on Facebook the other day, and it was really a nice idea, something that nobody have ever thought of. I mean, we have a unique cuisine, and people of the second generation are probably not so familiar, and people of the first generation have lost contact with their mother culture. So it's a very nice idea to bring them together for fun and for education at the same time. Tell us a little bit about that. How did this idea come to your mind?
It was, I think it came to mind, the staff had put this together, but it had come up as a request in previous years. So we actually have another one coming up in August. I don't know the exact date yet, but if people want to go find out about it, they can go to Facebook or our website, and we'll have information posted about that. So.
The least that I can say about it, delicious.
Yes.
What did you guys cook?
We made wara anab, or diwali, depending on what you call it. And I don't know what we're doing for the next class, but it'll definitely be something delicious.
Perfect choice, perfect choice. And debke classes as well?
Yeah, we had the debke class about a month ago. We had a good turnout. And our Lubna Katami she's a member of a debke troupe, and so she had instructed the class. It was very helpful.
From these two ideas, I can sense a lot of fun going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely a place that is, for many of us, a home away from home. And it's a place where we can go meet members of our community, other fellow Arabs, non-Arabs that are interested in the Arab culture. So it's definitely a place of gathering. So
That's the point I was gonna get in my next question. So we mentioned a lot about fun activities that bring Arabs together, but what about bridging our Arabic community with the non-Arab community in the area? Have you ever had any success in doing that?
yes, actually, we have plenty of non-Arabs that do come to a lot of our events, who come to the Depke classes and the lectures and the book readings and things like that. And we also have, it's a very good, actually, I'm glad that I thought to bring this up. Within our social service program, we do have cultural competency training that our staff does for various schools, hospitals, any agency that's looking for cultural competency training in order to bridge that gap to help us build that understanding, break down stereotypes, and better communicate.
What do you mean by that? Cultural competency is like showing?
It's basically going to these organizations that are going to be working with Arab immigrants or Arab refugees and helping them get a better understanding of the Arab culture and not making assumptions and stereotyping situations, and being able to be open and communicate with their Arab American or Arab clientele that is going to make them comfortable.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
So the way I perceive it is that let's tell people that it's not just language that separates people, it's a whole culture.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to bring in an Arabic speaker or an Arabic translator doesn't really end the conflict. You'll need someone who's tactful, who knows about the other culture and who can communicate efficiently. Probably someone who've seen people, who've dealt with them, and who knows all those subtle details about what does this word mean and what does it mean to stand up and to sit down, and the significance of like holidays and vacations and all these things.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Very nice idea. So that's about what have been happening in the past. What's going on in the future? Anything interesting
yeah,
happening?
actually, we have a really great program coming up. It'll be August 12th through 16th. It's the Youth Leadership Institute. It's for children between the ages of, I believe, 14 and 20. So there's an application on the Arab Culture and Community Center website if students are interested in applying. But it's basically a workshop for 4 days that's going to help build their leadership skills, their social justice skills, and just a little education and fun for them to, develop themselves.
What age group are we marketing that for?
14 to 20.
14 to 20.
It's free.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty nice. Again, that's another invitation for people who are
Yeah.
interested in such an activity, especially Arabic families who have children at this age who want to put them in contact with the Arabic values, with the culture, and with other people of the same background. You've been in the area for quite a while, I bet. Your position first in the center and then your personal experience of the area. Do you think the community in the area is well adherent? Do you think they are put together? Do you think they give a good image of the Arabic community in general?
Yeah, absolutely. It is really refreshing to see. I grew up in a town where there were no Arabs. I grew up in Texas, small town. And it is refreshing to be able to, find other Arabs like myself and who are very educated and involved in the community, and to see them put together programs and be passionate about their culture and where they come from, and work together. And it is refreshing to be able to see that, coming from a place where there wasn't anything like that for myself. But absolutely, it's amazing how many Arab Americans and Arabs in general there are involved in San Francisco, especially. They're very involved in the city of San Francisco, in what's happening in San Francisco and the businesses in San Francisco. And so they're very modest and humble about it, so you may not know, but we're very accomplished.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
All right, and the second half of this question would be, what kind of feedback have you got from non-Arabs? the surrounding neighborhoods, people who have got in contact with this program, people who have benefited from your services or who have at least got in touch with one of your services, what kind of feedback do you get?
It's always positive feedback. A lot of the non-Arabs that do come to the center they tend to come again, so they do feel welcome. They enjoy learning about, different things, meeting other Arabs. Whatever the topic of discussion may be. So it is definitely something that they're interested in. The ones that come are usually the ones that are interested. But it's also a good thing for people to bring their friends to introduce them to their community and their culture.
So I would label this interaction as productive, positive most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what was that? Let me ask you this, because I've seen the ad for this, and I think it's one of the notorious things that you will be doing in the next period, and I have attended the previous event that was held in San Francisco. It's the Arabic Cultural Festival.
Yes.
So it was big, it was amazing, lots of efforts put together, a lot of people, and it attracted a lot of attention. Tell us a little bit about this.
So this year we will be having that festival again. We do that festival every year. For the past 3 years, it's been in Union Square, which is huge for San Francisco. This year it'll be in Union Square on October 5th from 12 to 6 p.m. It's one of our largest events. We spend a year planning it. We have a committee of dedicated staff members and volunteers and board members that put that together. So we have information about that on our website as well. And if anyone's interested in having a table, sponsoring the event, we're looking for corporate sponsors and small business sponsors. There's more information about that on our website as well. And of course, for those that just want to attend, it's always fun. Thousands of people come out, and it's a good time.
What kind of events are we looking for?
For events?
Yes.
At the center?
At the festival?
Oh, at the festival. There's always performances, musical performances, dancers, different things like that.
So art performance.
Yeah, and then the tables and booths generally have, goods like from back home that people are selling here, jewelry, information booths that may be sharing information about the different organizations in the Bay Area pertaining to Arabs, and food vendors, of course.
Food vendors, of course. Whenever we have an occasion, that's the staple. Glad to hear that, of course. I told you that I attended last year's event, and it was a hit. I was with non-Arab friends, and they were amazed, and they were attracted to so many of the handcrafts and the forms of art that they saw. They asked a lot of questions, and I guess eventually this is the message that we're delivering. You attract people's attention with things that engage them, and then encourage them to ask. And through these questions and curiosity, you build a lot of bridges. You tell people what they want to do or what they want to know without actually forcing that kind of information into them. So people can know about that through your website.
Yes.
Or through your Facebook page. And is there a chance for someone to participate through their own handcrafts or their own food or their own performances?
With the festival, yeah, definitely. If we do have an application online for people interested in participating in the festival, and so I know a lot of the stuff's already in the works and being planned. So, but the earlier you get in touch with the center, the better.
Very nice. Let me ask you this: generally, what is the foundation of your subscribers? How do you pick them? How do they pick you? Is it a subscription-based organization? Do you choose your members, or is it open for everybody?
It's open for everyone. We are a membership-based organization, so we do. It's open to everyone, but we also have a membership base. So we do ask people to become members because it does help. It's more like a donation to the center. It's $40 a year to be a member for an individual. So, and that just basically puts you on our mailing list, and you get a newsletter every 2 months telling you what the center's been up to and what's coming up. We also send out email newsletters. So that membership gets you in the loop on what's going on. And at some of the events, there will be discounts for members as well. But in general, everything's open to the public, open to anyone interested in learning and having a good time and participating and meeting people.
So here we are inviting the Arab community to go on and check this place, check the events that they do, check the actual center, and see if they can pick any of these events that interest them most, and if they can even better participate in some of these events, because we can always use an extra pair of hands, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a lot of talented people out there that we could definitely take to and use to our advantage.
Most definitely. All right, so I'll talk a little bit about our celebrities here. And you mentioned a small town in Texas.
Yeah.
What brought you in from that side of the United
the
States?
Silicon Valley brought me in. I came out here for work, and I've been in the Bay for 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so you're in the industry? You're in the technology business?
Yeah, I started out working for a startup and moved my way into a marketing advertising company. So I'm a project manager at Axiom Digital, which is in Foster City, and I've been there for about 6 years.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, so and I've been living in San Francisco for 3 years now. So
how do you find the city?
It's fun. It's very different. Definitely, coming from the South Bay, it took me a while to get used to the inconvenience of not finding parking going to the store, but
most definitely,
it's a beautiful city.
It is, and that's the opinion of everybody who've ever lived there, despite all the complaints of people, the traffic, the parking, a lot of other things. We still love the city of San Francisco, and we will love it even more when we know that there is a hub for all the Arabs there.
Absolutely.
I hope that you also find a good social and enjoyable Arab groups in the area?
Oh, in the Bay Area?
In the Bay Area?
Yeah, there's a lot of different organizations besides the ACC that kind of link you to the social aspect of the Arab community as well. So.
And do you tend to reach out for these organizations? Are there like joint activities between them and the Arab Cultural and Community Center in San Francisco?
Yes, we recently had an event with the Network of Arab American Professionals with the Arab Cultural and Community Center. So it was a networking event, which was very successful. And we're actually, the Arab Cultural and Community Center just formed kind of I guess you could say it's a committee of a few representatives from each of the Arab organizations in the Bay Area. So some came from San Jose, from East Bay, and we're forming a committee to start partnering more and knowing about what's happening with all the other organizations. So we try to spread our events out and not overlap as much.
All right. Now, I know we Arabs don't like to think of it this way, but if you look from now into 5 years in the future, what would you see?
For the Arab Cultural and Community Center?
Yes.
I would hope to see a much bigger facility. So we are looking at moving our facility. It's, we've been working with the city to figure out if there's anything available that we could move into. So I definitely think in 5 years we would need to. We are outgrowing our space. All of our programs and services have grown tremendously, and they continue to grow every year. So we will eventually need to accommodate that.
And I hope that will happen. I definitely hope that will happen, because with all the positive things you were mentioning, what's better than this? More of this.
Yeah.
And I wish you succeed in these, let's say, strives. We know that the road will be bumpy. There will be a lot of attempts, but I trust, like I said, the strength, the work, the effort of all the Arabs in the area. Any last word you want to mention?
No, I think just hope to see everyone at the festival in October.
So through this channel, we would like to send a word to all the Arabs in the area. In October, we will have a great festival in Union City in San Francisco, in Union Square in San Francisco. And in that festival, you will get to know a lot of your Arabic heritage, meet a lot of interesting people, see a lot of forms of art, dancing, crafts, and definitely taste a lot of delicious food. So if you're interested, you can always check with us. You can check the website and you can follow the newsletters, and you will always find something that interests you more. Whether it was an Arabic class, whether it was a Debke class or a cooking class, or just to mingle with people that you find interesting and enjoyable. It's your way to know people. So if you're there, if you don't know what to do or where to meet people, if you've been around for a while and you don't have access to other Arabs, if you've just moved to the area, this is definitely the place you go to. At the end, I would definitely want to thank you. That was a very pleasant conversation and definitely very enlightening. We'd love to hear from you about that center, and we were definitely willing to know about that cultural festival. Thank you for coming. I appreciate driving through the traffic for about an hour, and your presence here is well regarded. I hope that we will have more and more chances of getting together when we have more occasions to go through.
Yeah.
Thanks again for coming, Rena.
Thank you.
Once more, Rena Kharbat, the President of the Board of Directors of the Arab Cultural and Community Center. Thank you.